Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show, where I am Damien Farr, and tonight we're talking about the movie Ratchet and Clank. And I know what you're thinking, Damien, why are you talking about this movie all of a sudden? Well, I recently just played Rift Apart earlier this year, loved Rift Apart, and I said, you know what, I should get this movie. So I bought it on Blu-ray, I found a copy, brand new, so I was like, I'll watch this. I'm gonna play the game eventually, the remake of the original game. Well, the remake of the game, the movie is like based on the actual video game, the first one. Well, the game is a movie game, which is really weird to think, but I think it's kind of a cool idea there. The weirdest thing for me, though, is the fact that this movie is made by Universal, when Sony, I'm pretty certain, 99% certain, owns Ratchet and Clank. That's why they've only been on PlayStation systems. They obviously own Insomniac Games now, too. So, it's a little weird there. But I was really excited to see this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I'd give it an FA. It's not a movie that I would watch a lot. Hopefully the video game is considerably better. I mean, I've heard it got Game of the Year nomination, so we'll see what happens there. As for this, it's directed by Kevin Maroon. No idea who he is. Written by TJ Fixman, Kevin Maroon, and Gary Swallow. And it's based on Ratchet and Clank games by Insomniac, which is cool to see. I think it's a really cool cast as well. I think this is a pretty stellar cast, honestly, for an animated movie. I don't really watch many animated movies, but for a cast, I mean, this is a pretty good one. This and Spider-Verse, I'd go as, two of the best animated movies best animated casts that I've seen. So we got James Arnold Taylor as Ratchet. Plays him in the games. David Kane as Clank. Once again, plays him in the game. Jim Ward as Captain Quark. Armin Sherman as Dr. Nefarious. And then we get to the A-list actors. So these four were kind of like the ones that, to my knowledge, played them in the games. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments below. Then we got Paul Giamatti as Chairman Angelo Dirick. John Goodman, who's amazing in almost everything he's in, as Grim Raz. Bella Thorne, which I haven't really seen in much, but, Coria Verlax. Rosie Dawson as Alaris, and Sylvester Stallone. I knew his voice right away, and I'm like, is that Stallone? As Lieutenant Victor Von Ion. This movie has a pretty good cast, as you can tell. I think animated movies-wise, I'm not a big animated movie fan once again. Everybody knows that knows me. I'm not a huge animated movie fan, but I think this was a cool concept. I like the idea that it's a video game movie. As weird as it sounds, I kind of enjoy video game movies, as you know with Uncharted. If I had to pick between this or Uncharted, I would watch Uncharted again. I'll be honest there. As much as I like this movie, I think, honestly, the game should include all the movie in some way as well. As weird as that sounds. Maybe it's like a bonus unlockable. I think that'd be kind of cool. Will that happen? No. Could they do a bundle of them together? That'd be kind of cool. Then we got the plot. It's really the first game made into a movie and then made into a video game again, like I said. Ratchet and Clank meet. They save the universe. That's pretty much the basic plot. It is a cool idea. It makes me want to play the rest of the games. I mean, Rift Apart was probably one of my favorite games that I've played. I do have a video about video games coming out soon where, hear me out, I picked my favorite video games since when I was born. Game of the Years. There we go. I got a couple of them that I've listed, and then I'm going to pick, what game I think is Game of the Year for that year. Going from 1995, the year I was born, to 2022. And I know what you're thinking, Damien, 2022 isn't over. The video is going to come out at the end of the year. And going to it again, I'm doing the same thing with movies. And I know what you're thinking, Damien, you're doing best films and best games of the year since you were born? What about worst? I don't have that in me. As much as I'd like to, there's been a lot of bad movies, but I don't particularly remember bad movies, for lack of a better term, unless I did a video on them. I mean, this year, it'd probably be Sonic 2 so far, so, take that with a grain of salt, but who knows? So, what did you think of Ratchet and Clank, the series overall for games, the remake game, Rift Apart, and this movie? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.